question is, do you think that is a way that we can better understand our entrepreneurial journey? So at least that is very important for us. In a way that the young people can sort of have a way of sustaining themselves. Is there something we can learn from among us that can help us be self-sustaining? Because I say again, at a time in Uromi, you are either going to school or learning work. You must learn something. I wanted to speak to that entrepreneurship as a way of youth development.
Yes, thank you. They say an idle man is the devil's workshop. We must, as a matter of course, educate our people. Number one, education is the most important gift anybody can give to the youth. And education is not always classroom-based. Classroom-based education is a fundamental. I think skill acquisition is really where we need to focus on. As I said to you, with our schools in Amedokhian, whenever we've needed to have things done, I've always partnered. But the truth is, yes, as you said, in Amedokhian, you were either in school or you were learning work. Uromi is the most entrepreneurial zone in Esanland as a whole. It is the hub of commerce in Esanland. And our interaction with the Igbos very earlier on, before and after the Civil War, is testimony to the entrepreneurial instinct and abilities of the average man and woman. And I think the Igbos actually saw that in us. And as you know, the Igbos are the business people of Nigeria. And Uromi has possibly, I think, yes, the highest population of generational resident Igbo people. In fact, the Igbo people I've met that you don't know they're Igbos until you see their name. So in terms of business, the average Asian man, Asian woman, the women are very industrial, farmers, traders. So we've always had that ability to generate money, to make money. So what I think we need for the youth to really make us empowered is, first of all, education. Between when the child is born and 16, I think we must have that minimum period where they must go to structured education, where they have to have structured education, where they learn to read and write, up until secondary school level. Now, we've always believed in Nigeria that every child must go to university. He must have masters. Those days are gone. The movers and shakers of the world today don't necessarily have a university degree, but they are skilled. We must go to school first to get a basic sound education. That is the first thing. And the Nigerian government has failed us because consistently we have not provided more than 13% share in our budget to be dedicated to education in Nigeria. Government after government. It's not just, I'm not trying to blame any current government or whatever. This is how we have been doing it. I think I was reading the other day that Bola Tinubu said that if he's president, he will increase the budget, the allocation to education to 25%, which to me is still very low, because the United Nations has recommended that we be doing like 30-40%, because we are so far back that we need to add so much to the budget to promote education in Nigeria, because we are such a low state. So first of all, in terms of government, in terms of policies, and maybe us, we need to be able to increase the level of education. And then for those people who are learning work, so to speak, after you are 16 years old, you have your school certificate completed. Then, we need to have, skill acquisition centers. One of the great things about technology, for example, today is that, you can go and do a technology-based course And in 1 year, in 18 months, you can be a certified professional. You can be into web development. You can be into graphic design. These are the ways that we need to move our youth into the future. I mean, speaking to you, for example, I'm a lawyer of over 30 years standing, both in Nigeria and in the UK, for example. But, some years back, I went and I studied professional courses in computing. So I'm a certified systems specialist in Microsoft products, for example. And I do that to a very, very high level. And again, why not? Because this brain, we hardly even use 10% of our brain capacity. But these are useful skills. Yes, these are useful skills. So the skills I have, for example, in information technology, if I take it to China, I'll be able to work in China, irrespective that I can't speak Chinese, because the language of information technology tends to be the same. If you are programming, you are programming. If you are using Dreamweaver and you are doing, web development, whatever, it's the same language across the universe. So it's important for us to look into technology. Technology is what is revolutionizing the world already. But if we are going to move forward, Nigeria, we need to allocate a higher budget to education, and our youths need to get really, really involved. The government needs to sponsor a higher involvement in information technology. So for me, these are the areas that I look for. In my school, I told you I have a school, and we also try to focus a lot on exposing the children from an early age. In those days, if you have a laptop and your child wants to play with the laptop, you laptop, you want to
Kind of spoil it.
like you. Yeah, but the truth is that it is at that age that you want to, introduce technology to children, because their mind at that age is like a sponge. They are soaking up everything, and the thinking of a young person is it's an amazing brain they have at that time, because they are not constrained by prejudices. They don't have fears. So they will go to areas, their brain is working so freely. They have not been told that you can't do this, you can't do that, or there's no logic. So they go and reason in ways that even you cannot reason. So you look today in the first world, in the developed countries, those who are really moving those economies, they are people in their 30s, early 40s, late 20s. Those are people who are really moving economies abroad. And world leaders are also getting younger, if you notice.
Except in Nigeria.
But, my brother, my brother, it's a deliberate effort in Nigeria to stunt the growth of the youth. The reason why I say that, if you look at post independence, when people like Gowon, Buhari, and all these gentlemen who are still leading us now, in my own old age, when I was just a baby and they were in power, they were in their late 20s too, my brother. There was a time when Nigeria really recognized the ability of the youth. But at a certain stage, those people who now grab power liked the power too much and decided they would keep replicating themselves and propagating themselves, that even when their sell-by date has passed, they will still continue to sit in power. And this is what has really created a problem for us. Gowon was how old? I don't know, 28? There was a group of them at the time. They were all 27, 28, 29. I think Obasanjo was probably the oldest at that time, who was maybe 32 when they were all, taking power. Gowon was in power. Obamudia, as governor of head of state of governor of Midwest State, was also a very young man. Yeah, so there was a time when Nigeria was ruled by very young men, capable young men. But somewhere along the line, they lost the plot. I think greed and desire for free, I don't know, the largesse of the country. And, they got sucked into this thing about believing that them and only them can rule the country. And this is why we have this thing about not too young to rule now in Nigeria. And I'm very much in support that, how can a person like Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, be doing what he's doing today at such a young age? And then, somebody will say that a person of that age cannot rule a country, So for me, I think the youth really need to step up. They are very capable. But it's only in Nigeria you will see a person who is 50 years old and is chairman of youth council in a party at 50, chairman of the youths. It's wrong. At 2025, people are already ready